Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. We are starting off 2019 super strong. I hope you all had an amazing new year and you're excited to start January off with a bang. Today is part one of a two-part series and we're going to be breaking down some of the top effective ingredients, what they are, some of my favorite products from those categories. Then we're going to go into part two, which is going to talk about the certain ingredients that we talked about that you shouldn't use together. So before we get started, hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. So here is a collection of the most common ingredients that you will hear that will definitely deliver results. These ingredients do have a lot of science behind them. They are backed for the most part with a lot of research. Some of them we'll get into have a little bit of controversy, but we'll talk about it from a couple different points of view. But these are going to be obviously the most common ones that you can look for to help you decide what products you need for your certain skin condition. Now remember, these products we're talking about for the most part are actives. And so if you have a sensitive skin type, you really want to make sure that you start slow introducing these. Also to remember that since these are actives, and if you do have sensitive skin, you want to make sure that it's, these actives are basically telling your skin to do all sorts of things and they're absorbing into your skin. And so it can be a lot for your sensitive skin types to handle. So when you are starting off with actives, please, if you have sensitive skin, start slow. But let's get into the first ingredient. Now, I do want to thank Paula's Choice for sponsoring just this section of the video. They have a brand new eye cream that came to market. And when they sent it to me, they said, it's chock full of vitamin C and ceramides and also really amazing other skin-loving ingredients. It also has retinol in it, and I couldn't wait to try it. I have been using this for the past about a month and a half, 6 weeks, and now find myself almost using this exclusively morning and night. That's how I use it. The texture of it is really beautiful. It's very hydrating to the skin. I love that it has ceramides in it because you will hear ceramides a lot. It's just so nice on the skin. Now, ceramides are special because it has a proven track record. They have been studied a lot in skincare. They are skin-loving ingredients. They help hydrate the skin. They help firm the skin. They absolutely deliver results, and they're one of the most common anti-aging skin-loving ingredients you will see. Because for me, I'm noticing a lot of texture starting right here. I want to keep this all nice and hydrated. So I feel that this eye cream is fantastic for that. It's giving me great results. I feel like this area is a lot smoother and brighter for me. So when we age and as we have, the sun's constant rays on us and sun damage, this actually reduces the effectiveness of your skin's own natural ceramides and can eventually deplete them completely, which weakens your skin barrier, which does a whole host of not great things for the skin. So your skin is obviously a lot drier, rougher, wrinkles are more prominent, redness, irritation, etc. That's why it's so important to make sure that you are having ceramides in your skincare routine. Vitamin A is known to be, help in firming the skin, brightening the skin, fine lines and wrinkles. It's an amazing antioxidant. It's not exfoliating the skin, but it does help with cell turnover. It helps with overall skin texture. Retinol really is, as they say, the gold standard in aging ingredients. It is the one that's had the most research done on it, and it is one of the ones that they can find is most effective for most aging concerns. Now, there are a lot of products that contain retinol. You can get straight vitamin A, you can get some retinol products, you can get retin A products or derivatives of that, and they all do different types of things in different types of strength, so you can pick which one is better for you. Right now, what I'm really loving is the new Drunk Elephant retinol cream, 1%. It's a vegan retinol. It is out now in stores. I have really been enjoying this. It's very potent, so please, if you do pick this product up, to start slow. It is clean, and there's not a lot of harmful ingredients in here. There's no fragrance, nothing of that nature. But of course, please start slow. A great way to introduce this is to put a small amount inside your moisturizer to buffer the effects. The second one we're going to be talking about is vitamin B3, or also known as niacinamide. You have heard us talk about this a lot. You've also heard it, I'm sure, in the industry a lot and on commercials, etc. But niacinamide is known for hydrating the skin, brightening the skin. It actually really helps to repair skin barrier function, as well as it is extremely gentle and well tolerated by all skin types. So it's one of those kind of go-to ingredients that really help repair the skin and is obviously well tolerated. It's also amazing for acne-prone skin because of its healing benefits. Now, there are a lot of products with this in it. Of course, one of the really great ones is the ordinary niacinamide 10%. Great price point, fantastic product. Niacinamide is in one of my favorite body creams. This is the Ultra Repair from First Aid Beauty. This also has ceramides in it as well as niacinamide. It also has colloidal oatmeal in it, so it's very hydrating and great for flaky, irritated eczema skin. So this contains a high percentage of niacinamide in it. So I really, really, really love this cream. And that's the next ingredient we're going to be talking about is vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is basically, there's a whole host of different names for vitamin C. Ascorbic acid and L-ascorbic acid are the ones you're going to hear the most, and they are actually the purest form of vitamin C. Vitamin C is known to be brightening, it can be collagen boosting, and it is an absolute amazing, high-performing antioxidant. There are different forms of vitamin C because some people can't use straight L-ascorbic acid or ascorbic acid because it can be sensitizing to the skin because it is so effective and such a strong antioxidant. You will also hear other names like magnesium, ascorbyl phosphate. You'll also hear ascorbic acid polypeptide, ascorbyl glucosamine. You'll hear ester C, a bunch of different ones that you will see. And I actually just talked about vitamin C's in my best of series, and some of them actually have been seen to target different things. So certain ones will actually target hyperpigmentation better, some will brighten the skin a little bit better. But why it's so important with vitamin C is that it also helps protect our skin from environmental aggressors, pollutants, the sun's rays. It really helps protect our skin along with our SPF to any damage that might be coming from all areas of the environment. The next ingredient is AHA, or also known as alpha hydroxy acids. Alpha hydroxy acids actually work on top of the skin, A above. You can think of it that way. You will hear the word glycolic, lactic, mandelic, tartaric, citric acid. Those are all acids that are in the AHA family. AHAs are water soluble, and they also work in basically the surface like we talked about, so helps with texture, helps with pore size, it helps with overall clarity, brightness. It is an exfoliator, so it does help with cell turnover. One of my favorite products that combines AHAs and BHAs, which is the next one we're going to be talking about, is the Glossier solution. This has 10% AHA, BHA, and PHA. So those are all part of the exfoliation family. This is a really nice price point, as well as it is kind of a toner-like delivery system. So it's super easy to use, very gentle and effective. I also love the pharmacy's new AHA, BHA serum, as well as Drunk Elephant, but there are a whole host out there that you can choose from. The next one we're going to be talking about is BHAs, which is also known as beta hydroxy acids. These are salicylic acid for the most common. There are a few other ones in there, like citric acid can become a form of BHA, but that's not super common. So the form of BHAs that we're almost always talking about is salicylic acid. BHAs are oil soluble, so this is why it's amazing for acne prone skin, oily skin. It actually works below the skin, which is B for below, so it helps really clean out the pores. It actually goes to the pore level or the pore lining and really clean out the pores, decongest them, and really help decrease the amount of P acne that you have on your skin. So that's why it's kind of one of those gold standards that anybody that has acneic skin or any kind of those skin issues, they go to for BHAs. The next ingredient we're going to talk about is peptides. Now, this is where we come into some different opinions, and that's fantastic. There just isn't enough of research, like real clinical research done if peptides are effective or not. But people have claimed they love it. I love peptides. I feel they do something in the skin. But again, this is one of those ingredients that is going to be everywhere, but we still don't know quite yet if it is going to be effective. Now, peptides, what they claim to be is humectant, so it really holds that moisture in the skin. It really plumps the skin. It can help rebuild collagen. It actually is a chain, so a peptide is a chain of amino acids. It also protects the body from, or the skin from, free radicals, so it really sounds amazing. It can really give that plumped, hydrated look to the skin, youthful appearance. So again, the jury's out with that one, but for the most part, why not put it in there? As long as it's not, the only ingredient. So for example, the squalene eye gel from Biossance is a peptide eye cream or an eye gel. So it has squalene, a couple other different antioxidants in it and skin loving ingredients, but as well as peptides. You will also see peptides known as mexatrixyl or mectrixyl, synth 6, that is a form of peptide. You will also see copper peptides. I don't necessarily know if I super agree with copper peptides, but I have used this for a long time. This is the Skin Diva 20% arginine with hyaluronic acid and mexatrixyl 3000, which is the peptide. It does have an alcohol in it, the second to the last ingredient, but I talked to Skin Diva and it actually is less than 0.5% in here, so it'll be a personal choice if you'd like to use this or not, but I have, this is my second bottle, and I have used this many, many, many times, but this is a peptide serum. For the last ingredient we're going to be talking about is alcohol. Now there's this whole misconception about alcohols because there are some good alcohols and there are some bad alcohols. So the bad alcohols we're talking about can be super drying. Just getting my notes here. Getting super drying to the skin. For example, some are SD alcohol, denatured alcohol, or isopropyl alcohol. Again, that is not an exhaustive list of the drying alcohols, but that is just some of the most common ones. These can actually, like I said, be very drying to the skin. It strips the moisture barrier and really sets our skin up for extreme dryness and not functioning in the right way, which also makes it susceptible to skin conditions that aren't really, favorable. The alcohols we do want in our skincare are actually called fatty alcohols, and then they are non-irritating for the skin. So some examples you will see are citral, sterol, and I can't say all the words, so I'll just put them up on the screen right here, but those are types of alcohols you will see that are going to be, hydrating to the skin. So that's something to absolutely to remember because we will be talking more about alcohols later on. I know this was a lot of information, but you know that I am an ingredient junkie. I love to learn, I love to be educated, and I love to spread that to you. Now, again, this is part 1. Part 2, we'll be talking all about those ingredients, how to use them together, what not to use together, and all of that good stuff. So I hope that this helps you understand a small section of the ingredients that you will see most commonly in skincare. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, you guys.